Hey guys, Karl, Trace Media Co. here, and today I'm going to be talking about the fact that I shot my first music video this last weekend and the Dehancer plugin for DaVinci Resolve.
No competition in the city where I'm from, no competition in the city where I'm from. I don't see none. No competition in the city where I'm from, no competition in the city where I'm from. Do you see some? Cause I don't, we don't play, we about this shit. Yeah, we always get paid. Yeah, I've been in the game.
I was pretty excited for this band called E.I.M.G to come to me and shoot their music video because I had never done one before. I was also excited to use my new plugin for DaVinci Resolve called Dehancer. Dehancer allows you to use a bunch of different film emulations, bloom effects, black points, film grain, to get the look that you're trying to achieve. I'll go into further detail about that plugin later in this video. I've done a lot of corporate videos, wedding videos, product videos, some documentary work, but I haven't done a music video yet. The band definitely wanted a menacing and kind of gritty, dark look and feel to the video. My way of going into that was using only practical lights that we had available in the parking structure we shot the video in. We ultimately wanted several different locations, but during shooting, I saw the opportunity for a second location in the parking structure that we shot in. It was over-the-top lighting with a cement wall behind them. So what we ended up doing is putting a Corvette back there as kind of a silhouette, so it's not lit, but you know that it's a Corvette back there, kind of cool. And then the group in the center of the lighting, so you got some really good top-down, some like raccoon eyes and some side of their face action going on, as well as dark and gritty kind of behind them and around them. I shot the whole video on the Sony A7S III with the ZeissBatis 40mm f2 at f2, which was really hard to pull focus, so I ended up using autofocus for a majority of the video, which was still hard to keep because of the dark situation. It did a great job, but there were a few shots that it was hunting a little bit and kind of out of focus, which I wasn't too upset about because in post, when I went to go edit, I actually ended up using those shots for some of like the hype or build up of the scene and just the raw aspect of it. It's a shaky cam, dark and gritty kind of a feel, and the out of focus scenes kind of made that also happen. The lighting was just awesome to have that natural lighting in there above them. It just kind of made it pop a little bit more. And honestly, shooting this thing at 12,800 ISO, I know it's the second base ISO in S-Log3, which I shot this whole video in S-Log3, if you were wondering. It really allowed me to shoot in any of the situations that I was put into that night, which was great in the end. For the aesthetic, they wanted a really gritty look like I mentioned before. So in post, I graded as such, with some film grain, bloom effects, and film emulation from Dehancer, over my grade from Premiere. Dehancer is a new film emulation plugin for DaVinci Resolve that I was asked to review and make a video about. And this is that video. There's some really great features in this plugin, and I'll go over 4 of them real fast. The first thing I'll recommend and point out for people looking for a great film emulation tool are the film emulations themselves. The film emulations are actual scans of film, so they don't just look like a filter applied over the top. They're actually changing your footage. They adjust really easily and they look great. My favorite has to be Kodak Porta 400 and the 800, and also some of the Fuji ones. I haven't messed around with all of them yet, as there's a ton to go through, but those are my favorites right off the top. Then the black point. When you apply a preset over your footage in another NLE or something, sometimes the blacks look kind of faded out. They don't look very realistic. This, you do one click and it makes all of your blacks look black again, so it doesn't actually fade them out and make them look like you just applied a filter over the top of them. Then the bloom effect. This is probably one of the things I was most excited about this plugin. Being able to bloom things after the fact and not have to carry around an extra filter with you is huge, and it works great. I mean, just look at these lights. The one thing I will say about the bloom effect is if you're using it on skin tones or when there's people in the footage as well, is it might make the skin tones a little bit overexposed or something along those lines, and you just might have to touch those up a little bit, but it makes the lights look so cool, and it just adds a great feature to your footage. Then the film grain, and I'll say this again, this isn't like a normal over-the-top filter type of a film grain. This is actually ingrained, no pun intended or anything, ingrained into your footage. So it looks natural and realistic and not overly done, and you have a ton of adjustment to make it look exactly how you want it to look. All in all, I highly recommend this plugin, and I'll definitely be picking it up after my trial runs out that they supplied me with. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to try it out for yourselves. Apply it to your footage and have almost endless adjustment of the filmic look you're going for. I will say that this being the first time I've ever directed and DP'd a music video, it was a lot of fun. I really do appreciate E.I.M.G for allowing me to bring my own creative process to this, and I can't wait for the video to drop sometime next week. Put a link down below to E.I.M.G's YouTube account so you can watch the video when it comes out, and also go check them out on Instagram. I'll leave a link down there below for that also, because they're dropping teasers and behind the scenes photo and video of the shoot itself. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you got something out of this, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.